what went down. Michael and I met with Calvin. I'd never met him before in person. We went over the contract. He explained to me every single thing he's explained to you folks tonight. That he pays his people salaries, that they've got body cams, the whole thing. He's explained it to me. The other board members, and maybe with the exception of Tom and Duet, have seen the presentation before. So that would have been old news to them, I think. Is this correct? You did, okay. Tom, I assume at some point in time you and he have spoken, or is that wrong?
We've spoken once, but we have not spoken outside of that one time.
And then the only other one would have been Duet, because she's new and she works full time. So Duet may be the one who has not actually seen the entire presentation, but she's been here now tonight. So she has seen most of the questions that have come up.
But collectively, you've not meant to vote on it.
All of, no.
Well, no.
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 The
The board voted to hire Comto.
Yes, they did.
Yes, they did.
That was
And
Nancy,
the contract has been
Nancy,
signed.
Michael, and Calvin met to sign the contract because the board already agreed to hire Comto. And it was done correctly. But also please remember, this is a process. Calvin's not coming in here today and gonna just drive down 7th Avenue and just start towing vehicles. And as problems and issues arise, bring it to your cluster directors. We want to hear it. We want to hear what issues there are, because if we sat here and tried to debug this entire thing, Calvin, you might as well never come here, because we'll never get anywhere. It's a slow process that we will, you know, if people are parking in cluster, that's the nice thing with this. At any point in time, if there's vehicles parked out in front of your cluster and you want to know who they are, Nancy, you can log into Comto. You know their address, their name, you know everything.
Yep.
Everybody, and as far as, you know, people now parking here, parking there, we all just need to be respectful. We don't have enough parking space. And once Manatee Avenue happens, or 59th Avenue construction, we may lose all those parking spaces. All of our overflow is gone, and there is nothing we can do.
I think that's foresight, way in the early stages of that.
I don't know about that.
Not from the letters that we've
Not
received
yet.
from
The
attorneys.
letters have come in from,
Manatee Avenue, or 59th Avenue is happening.
yeah.
And they are, in the next 2 years, they are acquisitioning property through eminent domain. And they're taking what they want.
Yeah.
That is happening.
That's happening?
It is happening.
Yes, it is.
We have already been notified. How much, we don't know yet. They might take a foot, or they might take all of our parcels.
Are there any additional questions? I have. Okay, Ann, come on up.
I have two questions. Okay, my neighbors next to me, they're snowbirds, excuse me, and I take care of their place while they're gone. And they park right in front of their front door. So they let me park in their covered space because it gives me more coverage from the weather. And they always send a note to CNS saying that they're doing this, and it's okay. So how is that going to work?
All we're enforcing is, does it have a permit
Okay.
or does it not? If
Okay,
they
so
don't
my
have a
name,
permit,
my number
you're fine.
doesn't have, okay,
Correct.
that's fine.
But
It doesn't have a
but
permit,
if they
it's-
were to come home and call him and say, this car, even though it has a permit, doesn't belong in my spot,
Right, right.
then you would be
You would
charged.
be
But
charged.
otherwise, you're,
So I'm okay,
right.
okay. Final question, on 59th Street, you have all these huge ugly things that says visitors. Is that gonna be everywhere in Pebble Springs?
Nope.
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 They're the ones that are getting labels, have been labeled. Edna, have yours been labeled yet?
Not yet.
Not yet, okay. Cluster one is
Where
not
it's white
getting
at the
any.
back of the stall.
Yeah, it's ugly. I mean, it's
It's big,
nasty.
it's big.
It makes the whole place downgraded.
So-
It just does. But that's mine. And I don't want it in front of my house. It looks awful. And why do we have the bumpers that has our guest right there?
Those are all gonna be painted yellow.
I understand that, but why can't you put guest like we always had it instead of this huge white ugly
Because when a
things?
car is parked
And I'm not,
at that spot, you
I'm
can't.
talking to him,
Okay,
thank you
go ahead
very
and tell her.
much.
Because when a car's parked in that parking space, I don't want my staff, because again, I have multiple locations and I rotate my staff because I don't want the same driver seeing the same cars every night, because they build relationships and friendships with people and I don't want exceptions being made. So when I take my Tampa crew and I send them down to Bradenton, if they have to crawl underneath and look at every single bumper stop of every single parking space in the community, it doesn't work. The other thing is in the visitor spots that we stencil, we put reflective, it's basically crushed glass in the paint, so that way at nighttime they also illuminate.
I know,
So
that's
visitors
what
can
I'm
see.
saying, it's ugly. It brings our property down. I mean, it's.
We want visitors to be able to see where those visitor spots
Visitors,
are as well
here
as
we
my
are going
staff.
again for visitors versus owners.
It's the same visitor stencil that is used at high-end.
Thousands of communities,
I
high
know.
rises in
I'm
downtown.
sorry,
and
I guess I
garden
must be
style
sleeping
communities.
under a rock, because I haven't seen that yet. That's my opinion, okay? I think it's bad.
Thanks, ma'am. Yes, ma'am?
I think I have the same problem she does. When the snowbirds out of town, I park in their spot because it's closer to my condo. I can still do that.
As long as they're not gonna call and have you towed, yes.
As
Oh,
long as
they
you have
won't,
a
they call me and let me
sticker.
know when they're coming.
Okay, there you
Okay.
If you
go.
have a sticker, you're fine.
Yep.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Yep.
Perfect.
So you'll take care of it.
So are we matching, so we're not checking that the permit and the unit are matched?
Correct.
Nope.
We're not.
Nope.
Huh.
Just license plate.
Are they a resident or are they not?
Oh, wait. Okay, so you're checking that
Okay,
the
we're
tag
gonna, we're
and the
gonna
permit
be
is
calling
matched.
for last questions. Danny, you're gonna be it.
I feel honored.
One or the other, Susan, one or the other. They either have the tag and they're valid, or the virtual permit where their license plate is registered in the system.
Okay, so pretty much that tells us that they belong to the property. 'Cause
Correct.
Right,
obviously, they
right,
wouldn't have
right,
the tag,
right.
I mean, they wouldn't have the permit if, okay,
Correct.
gotcha.
All right, wrap it up, Danny.
Does your company have the ability to print multiple stickers to one address so that, say, I have one vehicle who's using it, like a family member or something, and then I peel that sticker off, it's my vehicle, I use another
You would
sticker,
get issued another parking permit.
another parking permit,
And they would mark that one as inactive, and we do that because oftentimes people, we call it floating permits, but they don't actually put it on the car, they'll leave it on the sticker on their dash, and then when their friend comes, we'll give them their permit.
Sure, right. So then you mark that, and I'm imagining it's a different serial number, right? It's a different variable.
Correct, they're all
right?
different.
Okay, so then that means that respective tag or sticker could be scanned, and if you have deemed it inactive in your system, then that would be null and void. So then I could get a number of stickers, and you could activate them as you go, is that correct?
No, they have my logo, my branding, they say Comto right on them, they're mine.
Okay, so then you have the ability in your software to print me 4 stickers in my address, and I can just take that sticker, put it on the car, it's active, then I let...
No, you get 2, period.
Right, 2 active stickers.
No, you get 2. 2. Once it's inactive, it's done, we're out, because I can't
That number-
reactivate
that
it.
number
I don't
is
have
almost
it.
dead.
I don't need you to reactivate it. I need him to print me 4 variables.
Nope,
No,
2, you get 2.
Okay, how often can we get new stickers?
You don't.
You don't,
License
once
plate
it's
on
on
your
your
vehicle.
car.
But I don't have a vehicle.
When you get a new car.
I have a
Then
rental
you don't
vehicle.
need a sticker if you don't have a vehicle. You don't need a sticker if you don't have a vehicle.
I have a rental vehicle.
But you can't
So-
stick one of those on a rental, I don't think.
No, you track it by tag, right? A license plate if it's a rental. If it's a
They would have to create a restriction for each time you came in, or you would have to basically leave your permit on the back. Ultimately, if you don't stick it on the car and you put it in your dash, that would be fine.
Okay.
The portal's a secondary backup.
But
But I will say this, you're going to hang it up.
it's your choice. I totally get it.
Meeting adjourned.